Cookie. Hi, Cece. 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 Hi, LaDonna, Nancy, and Linda. Wait a couple minutes before people get in here. Before I start, how's everybody doing tonight? What do you mean I must really love you? Caroline, Nancy. Tonight we are going to be doing Santa here. I got Santa from At Home. Most of the things that I'm going to be using tonight will be from At Home. And Santa had plastic legs. And I don't know, I just don't like them when they take them and shove them in there like that. So I want to kind of sit them in here. So I had Gary chop off my legs and chop off the boots. And then I took his pants off and I stuffed them with polyfill. And then I attached them back to his because he's plastic all the way through except for his arms. I think there's some kind of padding in there, but everything else is like a plastic coating type thing. And then I put his boots back on, and these are heavy. I should have thought there's like a insert inside of them like that. I should have had him take that out too, because I think that's what makes them so heavy. But anyways, I put them all back together, and then I put wire. I'm going to attach them with wire in the back. I wrapped it around his stomach, and I twisted it here, and then I glued it, and then I brought it up through here through his clothes, and this I took and put around his collar up under it, brought it around here, and put my wire through there. And that's what I did to little Mr. Santa, so he has wiggly kind of legs. Okay? I already did my my mesh. I used 3 different types of mesh, and I also put in the back of it, I put like a breaker on it right here to brace it in case I need this to hold him together, which I'm not sure. I guess I should lower this down so you can see, hopefully. Oh, it's gonna move. Yeah, it is. Okay. I put this in the back with these ties I purchased from Hobby Lobby. So one at the top, brought it down, and then I put it in a bar across here just to give him a little bit of bracing. And I might have to put some mesh in there. I'm not really sure yet until I get them in there, but I just wanted to make sure that was in there. I also, because I wanted a flocked wreath, and of course, guess what? Didn't have one. So, my wreath is an evergreen, and I got it from Hobby Lobby. I bought a bunch of those. Evidently, I must have bought a big load of those, and I didn't get any. I usually get my flocked ones from Walmart, but evidently I'm out and didn't know it. So I took I had a garland, a flocked garland from Walmart, and I cut off probably about a foot that I'm going to glue in here. In my mesh, I have 3 different meshes I put in. I cut them like 25 inches, and one of them I kind of think that came from Joann's, either that or Hobby Lobby, the green, this color, and then the other 2 you can get at Craft Outlet. I had them. I'm not sure where I purchased them, but I know that you can get those there. The green is kind of a different color. Thank God I had that, or I'd have really been messed. but I thought I'd bought some before, but I might have gotten it at Joann's like at Easter. I'm not really sure. So I always put my mesh in first before I put my lights in, because if you put your lights in first, you will end up having, you won't see them. You know, the mesh makes them dense and they don't really come through. I have no idea. You'd think it would really show up well, but it doesn't. So I'm going to put the lights in. I'm going to glue these in and then put the lights in. I just cut off like, if you went maybe 5-6 inches of the garland for each piece that I'm going to be sticking in here. I'm going to put this in now because then we'll put the lights in and then we'll get our guy put in. Now I'm just going to put some glue on them. Let's see what we're a little low. I'm going to turn him up a little bit. Hopefully I don't burn myself. But I didn't want to use my glue pot because every time I don't know, I think I mixed a bunch of my stuff, the glue, and it just is so stringy. I don't know if that's the problem or what, and I haven't dumped it all out. But I'm just going to stick this in with the mesh. Take this piece out. And put it in there. Glue it in. I just seem to get less strings. But the mesh was cut like 25 inches. And I think I used a roll of the green because I put in more green than I did any. And then I think I used like a half a roll of the gold. And I think this is a jute. And this one, I really like this stuff right here. It's got a little bit, it's got the silver, it's got the white. I really like that. And I think I used about a half of that one. We'll get these in. I got lots of goodies to go inside them. I hope this view is pretty good. I just hope I don't block everything trying to put things in. Just sticking that in, and then I'm just going to spread it out a little bit. Yeah, I thought I had a bunch left of my block, but evidently no, unless they're buried down there somewhere, which they very well could be. But I got a lot of green ones, I can tell you that. I love the flock, but I don't know. I don't know if it's because I use the ones from Walmart or what, but God, they are so messy. And I'm going to tell you something. I've had flock trees for probably 40 some years. And I've never until now think, oh my God, what was I thinking? The flock, I mean, they're beautiful and everything, but my God, they're just so messy. So how's everybody doing tonight? Good? Getting in the Christmas spirit. I seen someone do a live and they did this Santa, and I just had to have him. I don't know, I just love that color. It's so different. And I was fortunate enough that my at home had, they had two, and I got one of them. Kind of spread them out. Yeah, this is probably going to burn the hell out of my hands. Alright. Got this in there. I want to kind of pull this out a little bit when I put them in there, but we're going to put the lights in first. And that takes a little bit more time, but I mean, I live in Michigan and I've never made Christmas wreaths without lights. Always have my lights on. Usually it just depends, you know, who I'm making this for or whatever, but normally I always, you know, not knowing where people's plugs are at, I just take it and hook it through the one of the bars back here and make a knot. Let's take this off so I can see what I'm doing. Right in the back. Just lay it up here. Just bring it through and tie it off. Then you can use the ties to tie it in. And I want you to know that the Christmas lights this year do not give you replacement bulbs. They give you a fuse. Which I was, you know, I had like bags of them. I buy my lights from Walmart because they have the best price on them for the wreaths. And I was like, usually I'll have a ton of them popping out, you know. And I always have them lit when I'm putting them in, only because there's nothing worse to have put lights up and then you get them all together, you know, everything together. You go to plug it in and you've got one jarred out. And I just take the ties that are in there and just wrap it right around. I usually go up and down. And I have 200, I think these are 100 minis that I'm going to be using. In here. But if you put them on first, it's like you hardly have any, I mean, you can hardly even see the lights. And I don't use battery operated lights for this, only because I like it bright. I love lights. One of my things. Yeah, this is kind of a boring part, but I should be able to get them in. I don't know, I've never put them on with my wreaths up, but I'm sure I'll be able to do it. Usually I have them flat. When I'm doing them, I can't even read what, if anybody, Cece will have to answer any questions for me until I can see. Kind of just go through where I got the mesh, and then just grab one of the ties, because there's a lot. Usually, I haven't really done that many wreaths this year. I've been doing a lot of attachments, and usually by now my hands are just tore up from the evergreens. Kind of just lay them over top. And I usually, when I do my wreaths, I usually do about 3 different types of mesh, because the mesh is really just my base. Because I normally use evergreens, and you know, you're only going to see maybe little pieces of it throughout. It's mostly covered up. you know, you don't really have to. There's no set pattern, just trying to get them in and not let them get all tied up for you. I don't know if any of you put lights in yours, but I mean, I even put lights, and it's like people that want the wreaths or like over their fireplaces and things like that. I put lights in almost a lot of them. I would say the majority, at least 80% of the wreaths I make, I'll put lights in them. And I don't know if it's just a Michigan thing or what, but I do use lights on most of mine, even when they're not for winter. Since Santa's gonna be going behind there, I'm not really gonna put too many in there because you probably won't see him because he will block them. And I'm just taking the ties that I can feel and sticking them in there. Now I have 2 strings that are put together because I always run short with just 100. I am going to take this part right here. I'm going to anchor that in there against this one side where I locked them together. And I took 2 green ties and tied them together so that there's no long strings, you know, where I plugged them in together. And these are the clear cool. I prefer the cool, just depending if I'm doing like gold colors or darker colors. I will sometimes go with the warm, but I'm partial to this because I think they just show up better. And 2, because I decorate for a bar, and you know, bars are darker, and they wouldn't see anything if I didn't put lights on. I really do like this mint green color. I just think it's so pretty. So different. I really didn't have. I'm going to use more of gold in this. If I didn't have any, I have no gold picks. I mean, I searched everywhere, and I was without a car today, so I couldn't go and get any. And I'm like, how could I not have any gold picks? I thought I did. thing about the one that has the snowball on it, it like catches on everything. I love it. I love that mesh, but oh my God. Got nicer here. I was thinking about getting my outside lights done because it was warmer, but I think it's going to get cold now and rain. I like missed my little open window. So this will end up having like 200 lights on it on a 24-inch. So we will just go back around and around the edges. I'm just taking around the back part of the edge of it. So I'm giving it like a backdrop of lights. Now this I will probably take the edge of this where the end of the cord is, and then I'll stick it through here, and I'll probably take a tie after and lock it in there so it doesn't fall out. So there we got our lights all pretty. That's really blinding, man. Okay, now we're gonna put Mr. Santa in. I can't see anything. That's probably pretty with the purple. I am going to, I got two of these, I'm hoping that will be enough for Santa. What I want to do is bring him in and kind of set him in here, and then he's got this for, I can brace it or I can tie him into that. His booty right in there. So I'm going to pull his wire through, and I'll probably hook it right on top to the first bar, because that will hold him in pretty secure. Just run it around. And then of course I'll glue him in too, because I don't want him coming out. Get my fingers in there. Maybe I should have used my little promise timer on that. All right, and then take this one in the back. I'm going to tie it right to the bar that I used on this right in the middle. God, he even makes him look like he's got little chubby knees. I'm going to stick some glue on this. Push it through. I might even later put some wire in through there to hold that more secure. The only thing that really moves on him is his arms when you buy him. And he's got a little star. See his hand, this part doesn't. Oh yeah, I can bend him up a little bit. We're gonna glue this down too. Getting a little personal with you, Santa. I also gave him a little makeup job. I blued his eyes and I made his lips a little redder because he looks a little pale to me. Okay. So now I'm going to make a bow. Then I'm going to put here. I'll probably put a smaller one there, but I'm going to put one here. I'm going to use the gold. I bought this, but I don't really like the color. That was the closest I could get for it. But I might just put like a piece in there. But I did have this, and this matches perfect. So I'll be able to use this one with it to, hey Susan. And roll this down. Fold over that wire, that little bit of wire there, and I'll fold it again. Yeah, you should have seen when I told Gary I needed him to do a little operation for Santa, and he's like, what are you doing? I don't like his stiff legs. So, we're going to make a pretty big bow for that. This lost ball. I'm going to do my tails. The bottom one I'm going to make longer, so I'm going to do that one about 14 inches. I'm going to squish it together. And I think I'm going to do my loops. Let me see. Yeah, this is, I'm going to be doing them 8 inches for my 2 big loops. switch that together like that. This is like luxurious ribbon. This ribbon I got from Craft Tech. And it is just really wonderful, wonderful ribbon. Let's see, what am I doing here? Yep. This one's 16. It's not double-sided, but it's really stiff. And this one we're gonna leave that shorter. So I'm gonna cut it off about right here because I'm gonna be able to, so I can roll it back and it won't get messed up. Okay. We're gonna put a piece of this in there. This is velvet, this is Ferrosilk. This, I'm gonna come down a little bit. So that was 16, so we're gonna bring this one down to 14. Let me see how that looks. I'm not real sure. I don't think I want it that big. Nope, we're doing 12. Twist it. And we're going to do 12 again. A little bit much. I'm going to cut it off and then leave enough so I can turn it under, because I'm not going to cut this, otherwise it will ravel all over. So okay, and we're going to put this. This is from Designer Excellence. This I'm sure I got from one of the Ribbons to Bow Girls. I'm not really sure which one, but if you know, subscribe to their channel when they have their live sales. But I know that other one came from Craft Tech. This one is not as stiff, but it's still a really, really, really nice ribbon to work with. We're going to do this probably about the same, 12 inches. Twist, bring it up. Cut it off. And then we'll put a little finger in the middle. Called a little finger dot. Just one loop. All right. Now I use ties on mine. I want to make sure these are stacked up on top of each other pretty good. So when I go to pull it out, it's not all cockeyed and crooked. Then I will use one of my ties or whatever they call that. I don't know what that's called, but I use a lot of them. These I got from Hobby Lobby, but I buy almost all the other colors I have from Craft Outlet. They're like, they raised them. They're not. They used to be like $2.25. I think they're like $2.75 now, maybe $3 1/4. And you get, I think, 12 or 24 on it. in them. And I use them for all my attachments. I use them for anything I use on a wreath. And I try to match it up with whatever I'm doing. Let's make sure we got this there straight. Take it down, twist it. Now we're going to pull it out a little bit. That's going to be pretty. So what I usually do with my bows after, I kind of like try to get, I don't really, you know, I use maybe 3 ribbons, 4 ribbons at the most, just depending when I'm doing a hand bow. When I, you know, if I'm going to use a bow maker, probably sometimes I'll use more, but usually I make hand bows. But I try to redirect them. Pull this one side that way. We got this one over here, so let's pull this one over here. But I want the longer tails to kind of be where they are because I want them to come down over like on this area here. Okay. Want this one long. We're going to put this one over here and we'll pull that there. And the one thing when you do use these, you know, plastic ties like that, those things, you can just pull and pull and pull. If you've got it secure, it's not going to come apart. And that's really kind of why I use them. All right, we are going to do some gluing. I glue on these. I don't usually cut them and it does in there that way because, I guess we throw these away, because sometimes the material will shred and it's, I just usually will just fold it over or I'll slant it. Or I glue it. See, so you're not really using that too much of that. This, we're going to fold this over twice. I know this will probably kind of, I don't know, kind of shreds a little bit around the edges. But they've put the velvet with the wire on it. That's what I've usually had that kind of experience with the velvets. I'm going to turn that down just a pinch. Just don't want to snag my hand with it. Flip it over. Oh, I'm running a little late today. Hi, Lori. Are you going on tonight? I'm running a little behind. I showed them how to put lights in. Okay, all right. Then I won't make myself crazy. And two, just before I went on, my internet flipped on. Didn't have a problem all day until I started to go live. Okay. Get everybody? I think so. Okay. Now I will. Okay, we're gonna run this through. Try to get through the bar and secure it on both sides of that with the tie. Made one a little bit longer than the other, not doing it on purpose. So we'll see if this will reach around. There's one. Here's two. Okey-dokey. Oh, that is really pretty. I do like it. A lot. Okay, now I'm going to add some of this. This is one of my favorite Christmas bushes. This, I think I got this from Jam Designs, if I'm not mistaken. Either that or I got it from the nursery that I buy things from. And I know it had to be, I think it's a Regency pick. So now when I'm going to, I look at this and I've got 5 cuts, but I look behind it, so then it really shows you where you can cut it, you know, so I can get 2 on each branch just by looking at it this way. So you got one here, you got one there. So let's cut this up. You hold it from behind. Usually you can see where your picks are. This one I don't know. That one I think is in the middle. So let's I'm going to add this throughout where, you know, alternate it where I've got my flocking already put in there. Now really, the reason I like this pick is because it's got the light. It's got a lot of different textures in it. It's got a little bit of, you get a little bit of the light green, the dark green. It's got the sparkle in it. It's a little bit of snow. There's some pine cones in it. It's not a cheap pick, but you get a lot. And I'm just taking it, alternating it all around from where I've got, and I'm just sticking it into the evergreen more or less, in between the mesh. And with the stuff that I cut off of the garland, I think I used, I'm not sure what size their garlands are. I'm thinking they're 6 foot. So I probably used about 30, maybe a foot, a little over a foot of that garland when I was cutting pieces out of it to put in this. You know, and you can do that. Really, you know, I don't know. Probably, maybe it would be cheaper. I'm not really sure. I think, I don't remember how much a garland cost from Walmart. But I probably will be able to use that garland on, I would think, 2 more. So I will get three out of it. You guys should have seen Gary's face when I told him I need him to chop my Santa up. Oh my God, he's like, what are you doing? Why? What's wrong with you? There's nothing wrong with me. So we got another one to chop up. Well, these were $13.99, whoever I got them from. I kind of think it might have been that nursery, but I know that most of their stuff is from Regency. Yeah, I think I already chopped on this one a little bit. It is a nice pick. You know, I get lost in what I'm doing. Can you see that? Debbie gets a little lost when she's doing things. Her brain goes into another mode. I'm thinking. Okay, I'm going to make something for over on this side with my ribbon. So what do I want to do? What do I want to do? What do I want to do? Let's see if we can pull this up a little bit higher. Mr. Santa Claus with the blue eyes. Oh dear, I have another piece. This one in half. Okay, and we're going to put, let me see, these are really different. This was like a bush. I think I got this at home, but I don't think I'm going to use it. I think I'm done. Done with that. But I am going to use these icy ones. Of course, that was the ones that I cut apart. One bad thing about cutting things apart is that usually I never end up using it. Oh, you guys are wondering if are you wondering if the lights, the glue gets on there and it messes them up? No. I'm like the queen of lights, the queen of glue when it comes to that, because I do a lot of them, and I've done a lot of displays and things like that. And no, it takes a whole lot to mess up your light. I mean, I'll find, I've taken, like, because I do it for commercial, and I'll take them, I refurbish them, and I take them apart, and I clean them, and the wreaths and that, and I'll have them melted. The lights will be melted, and they still work. It's like really weird. So we are going to make a bow over here. The glue doesn't, I don't know why. I've never had one yet, and I've been doing it for probably about 35 years. Yeah, probably about 35 years. And I've never had it yet where it's messed up, you know, or melted them. I mean, most of the displays I used to put cotton, lights, then cotton, and then on top of that, glue, and then snow, the special snow, and we've never had anything ever go wrong with it. And those lights are on from like 11 o'clock till 2 o'clock at night, every day. So if something was going to happen, definitely that would be trying it right there. You know, unless you buy, I don't know, really chintzy lights, but these lights are from Walmart, and I've not had a problem with them at all, and I use them a lot, because they're a good price for what you're getting. We're going to put a little bow, I think, over here. And I'm hoping this wreath right here is going to be going to a new home there. once she sees it. Now this one I'm going to do smaller, so I've got like 8 inches on the tail. We're going to do these 6 for the loops. So we're going to go 12. So I don't want it to be too big. I'm just going to do, you know, like small bobo. This is 12. This loop. Bring it together. And I want you to know that I've always done hand bows. I didn't know that there were bow makers until I started watching Lori. And I was like, oh my God. Where have I been? Where have I been? And I had a job. I had an order from this lady. I had to make 25 red velvet bows. 25. I had no idea they had. I didn't know there were. And that's when I got a bow dabber. And when I went and bought it, it's even fun. It gets funnier. It gets funnier. When I got it, I didn't realize that the reason he had one was because it was in Spanish, the directions, right? So I was like, oh my God. And that's when I found Lori on YouTube. Now, that was not very long ago, okay? That only goes to tell you that I've really had a sheltered life. And I've been doing this kind of stuff for a long time. But I was like, oh my God. I mean, I didn't even know what YouTube was even about. This had to be probably about 8 or 9 years, maybe 8 years ago. 7. I don't know. I called my granddaughters and I was like, oh my God, why didn't you tell me that there was YouTube and I could watch things and learn things on there? They're like, Grandma, what's wrong with you? I said, oh, because my back went out, and that's why I was laying in bed, and that's when I started watching Lori. Mm-hmm. Oh, you're not going to do the mannequin? I thought you were. I thought you were doing garland or your mantle. I'm just securing this back here with the ties on this. And I have, now with my bulbs, I always glue the edges of my bulbs here because I'm always making things like industrial strength, okay, so that they don't come off. And then I use wire. And I've done it where I've taken these out and I push them in the thing, but I just, I would rather know that the top's not going to pump off. And then run a little bit of wire in there. I do it to all my bulbs. Although I don't know, I did it on that wreath and I had glass ones because that was the only one where I could get anything that had hot cocoa or anything, something on there, and I busted 3 of those bulbs. 3 of them. I just think these are very, 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 very pretty. And the green ones I got, I think, are really pretty, really different. To match. I'll probably glue those in too. And then I have these. Aren't these pretty? I like them a lot. I should have probably done this before. I'm running longer. Sorry, I'm running longer. But putting in the lights takes a little bit more time than just putting a wreath together. I really like him. Maybe I'll keep him for myself. I never keep nothing for myself. Casey's birthday is today. Casey's birthday is the same day as my twins. I didn't know that until today. Live in a small world. Now I have some of these gold balls, and I'm just going to put these through because I have nothing gold at all in my house, and I don't understand why. I had no gold picks, and I thought I did, so I didn't pick any up. And we're just going to, this has like the platinum, it has the gold on it. I really like them. These are from At Home too. Everything is from At Home. You know, I forgot. I was going to put that tree coming out of there. I don't have enough room. Boogers. Forgot about that. I knew I should have put that in earlier, and I didn't. Before I put him in. These are really, this is a pretty pick. And I want to put some of this one too. This is from At Home. It has, it's like a branch. It's got flocking and all that kind of stuff on it, but it's got little crystals and crap on it. It's really pretty. The coloring, I don't know. The only thing that stands out in this video is my head. My red hair. That green looks like it's muted. Yes, my twins turned 15 today. I thought they were 16. So I put a little thing like, you know, okay, Grandma's losing it. The reason I thought they were 16 is because they have their permits. And they got their permits when they were 14. Does that make sense? Kids drive before they're 14. If I'd have known that, I would have never let them get behind the wheel with me. I was like, when I seen it, I wasn't sure, you know, and I was like, oh my God. I don't understand that. They get a driver's permit at 14. That sounds crazy. Oh. One more. Add one more. I'm just going to put this one in and I'll let you get off. And I might add a couple more things, but that's it. I think he's pretty. I wish I could have gotten this. I forgot about the tree. I was going to bring it in through there like it was in his bag. I might put a few more ribbons in it. That'll be about it. Besides this. I just think it's pretty. I like to have my mesh show a little bit, you know, I mean, it's really my base of what I'm doing, but I think mesh is pretty, and I don't like to cover it all up, especially with this color. I just think it, I don't know, it does something. Yeah, some of the meshes are really, really pretty. What are you guys talking about? I'm sitting here talking to myself. You're talking about floral containers? Okay. I'm going to hike his feet up a little bit too. One of the reasons that I wanted to see if I could chop him off, because I'm going to put him on I'm going to make a arrangement on a candle thing with one of those 10-inch bases on them. And I wanted to make sure that I could chop one of them. And it would be all right. This epiphany came to me that I needed to do that. All right, we got 2 more pieces. One more piece. One more little piece. All right. I hope you enjoyed this. I want to thank you all for being here with me. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from it. And if you did, show me what you make. I really love that when I can see what other people make. Alrighty, ladies. Sorry I ran late, but I had to show you how to put the lights in. And I'll see you in a couple weeks. I'm not sure what I'm going to be making then. But I'll figure something out. Something different and cute. Thank you guys. See you later.